Good morning.
ප්‍රියන්ත මහත්තයා ඉන්නවද?
බැංකු ගිහින් මැඩම්.
සම්පත් ඔන්ලයින් බැංකින් පහසුයි ලේසි කාලය ඉතුරුයි. සම්පත් බැංකුව හෙට දින එළිය කරයි.
A very good afternoon to you. The time is now 12:30. This is Primetime Lunch News coming to you live from the Newsfirst studios. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. A special discussion held at the residence of Susil Premajayantha. Drug raids carried out across the country, 6 suspects arrested, and bail rejected for the chief suspect of the Kotaketana double murder. And now for a look at those stories in detail. It has been reported that a discussion got underway last night at the residence of the General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance, Susil Premajayantha. This is footage we received with regard to the discussion. Still in local news, the Constitutional Council convened for the first time today under the patronage of Chamal Rajapaksa. The council convened this morning in line with the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The 19th Amendment to the Constitution entails the establishment of the Constitutional Council. The amendment received an overwhelming majority on the 28th of April 2015. Still in local news, former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga says that the people should clearly decide who should be appointed the leader. The former head of state made this statement while participating in an event in Matale yesterday.
අලුතින් දිනාගත්ත නිදහස අපි ආරක්ෂා කරගත යුතුයි ශක්තිමත් කරගත යුතුයි.
The recently secured independence must be protected and strengthened. Therefore, we should clearly decide who we should appoint to the leadership. The need for us at this point in time is to think of the country and its development. Now, certain people are saying that they want to come back into power. They shamelessly say that they want to be Prime Minister, President, and other positions on offer. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the United National Party have worked together and will be contesting as independent parties with the intention of working together once the elections are over. Just because someone claims that he wants this and he wants that, it is not a problem. The two most powerful and oldest parties are the parties that we belong to. When you look at Sri Lanka's political history, you can see that anyone who has challenged the two main parties has not progressed far. Let's continue with these activities.
කවදාවත් ඒ අයට වැඩි දුර යන්න බැරි වෙලා තියෙනවා. අපි අපේ කටයුතු කරගෙන යමු.
The Sinhala Muslim Collective in Matale had organized the event to wish the former president for his 70th birthday.
The New Generation organization says it has created a public debate on demonstrating the people's power at the general elections.
මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ බැට් එක අරගෙන ක්‍රීඩා පිටියට ගිහිල්ලා සෙල්ලම් කර කර හිටියේ.
Mahinda Rajapaksa was playing in the field with his bat. He has 2 more overs, but having those 2 overs, he gave a catch. We caught that ball. After the catch, the umpire said that he is out. He started reiterating that he was not out and insisted that the field is his. His conduct was always against the course of nature. He had decided to stoop to the lowest point away from politics driven by morals. I think if he decides to contest at every instance, then we will contest the provincial council elections as well.
මං හිතනවා ඡන්දේදී ජනාධිපතිකමේ ඉඳලා ප්‍රාදේශ සභා මන්ත්‍රී දක්වා ඔහුට යන්න වෙනවා ඔහු ඉල්ලුවොත් එහෙම.
ඉතින් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපි බොහොම බුද්ධිමත් ලෙස
Therefore, we need to act in a smart way to defeat this practice. The country will not have a future if we do not intervene to take solid steps to build reconciliation among communities and religions. What is essential is not attaining happiness by defeating Mahinda Rajapaksa. What is essential is democracy in its purest form.
පරාජය කිරීමෙන් සතුටක් ලැබීම නෙමේ අපට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ මේ රටට සැබෑ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදය.
The former chairman of the Committee of Public Enterprises, MPDEW Gunasekara, points out that the contents of the COPE report, which was compiled following investigations into the controversial central bank treasury bond issue, have not been made public as yet. MP Gunasekara pointed out that it would be against parliamentary tradition to reveal the contents of the report before it was presented to Parliament. MP Gunasekara expressed these views speaking at a media briefing to explain the media release issued regarding the COPE report that was compiled in connection with the controversial treasury bond issue.
We conducted this at a credible, transparent and unbiased state institution in order to protect its reputation. I will not have any political interference to it because we need to keep that culture intact. I believe that the other members in COPE will follow the same procedure as well. We will talk about it as the new parliament convenes in September. My personal opinion is that if the executive president has the power, then he has all the right to take a look at the report. According to the constitution, President Maithripala Sirisena holds the power to do so.
Four suspects have been arrested in the town of Mathura as they were transporting a stock of hashish in a jeep.
Police said that 183 grams and 62 milligrams of hashish were found in the possession of the suspects. Initial investigations revealed that the suspects were transporting the drug from Hikkadua to Arugambe to be consumed at a festival there. The suspects who were arrested last evening will be produced in court today. Meanwhile, a woman in possession of a stock of heroin was arrested in 427 Vatta, an area that falls under the Angulana police jurisdiction. Police arrested the woman based on a tip-off they had received. The suspect is a 48-year-old resident of Marina Road, Angulana. 2 grams and 200 milligrams of heroin were taken into police custody, and the suspect is to be produced before the Maligakanda Magistrates Court today. In another case, an individual transporting heroin was arrested at Magazine Road, Boralla. The suspect, a 38-year-old resident of Padukka, was arrested by the Crimes Division based on a tip-off it had received. A stock of heroin weighing 305 grams and 910 milligrams was taken into police custody.
The bail application filed by the chief suspect of the first murder that took place in Kotaketana based on a drug-related incident was rejected by the Colombo chief magistrate. Bail application was filed for Darshana Lokugamheva, alias Raju, who was arrested for the January 2012 double murder of student Kavinder Sellaheva and her mother. The Attorney General filed an objection against the bail application. As a result, Colombo High Court Judge Kusala Sarojini Veeravardhana rejected the bail application. Still in local news, the Ministry of Environment and Mahaveli Development has decided to commence investigations into 5 officers who did not take any action with regard to the unauthorized resettlement activities that took place in Kal Aru area in close proximity to the Vilpattu Forest Reserve. Speaking to Newsfirst, Secretary to the Ministry Nihal Rupa Singh has said that officers belonging to the Wildlife Department as well as administrative officers were among the group.
The secretary to the ministry said that investigations had revealed that these officers did not take any action with regard to the unauthorized resettlement activities that had taken place close to the Vilpattu Reserve. He added that the reports that had been compiled on this matter would be handed over to the President immediately after they had been examined in detail.
Professor O.A. Ilaperuma, attached to the laboratory of the Peradeniya University, says that Kandy is the most polluted city in Sri Lanka. He said that the geographical features of the city have contributed to the pollution of air. The research conducted by Professor O.A. Ilaperuma has revealed that the air in Kandy has a composition of nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. He added that the emission of excessive amounts of engine smoke has contributed to this.
Since the geographical placement of the city is similar to a plateau, the winds blow above these mountains. Since Colombo is placed on a flat surface, the toxic air tends to disperse eventually. The people of Kandy inhale these toxic gases. This has given rise to the increase of people suffering respiratory diseases such as lung disorders, asthma, pneumonia and bronchitis.
The professor put forth a number of recommendations to address the situation.
වායු දූෂණය අඩු කිරීමට නම් එකක් තමයි අප කරා පරීක්ෂණයක් ඔය පේරාදෙණිය පාර.
We experimented on how we can mitigate this through a test that was carried out by directing traffic along the Vibliam Gopallava and Pera Denia roads. Buses were subjected to this experiment and this could be applied to buses travelling both from Colombo to Kandy and vice versa. I believe that we could mitigate this by providing shuttle vehicles to the innermost parts of the city.
Service එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මම හිතන්නේ ඒකත් එක සාධකයක්.
The 183rd edition of Newsfirst Classroom, a program organized to increase media literacy of students, commenced at the Samudra Devi Girls' School in Katagastwada today. The Newsfirst team was given a warm reception upon their arrival at the school by the principal, teachers and students. Executive officers of the Capital Maharaja organization also participated in the event. The students who were educated about news reporting and the use of media were also given the opportunity to showcase their talents. Members of the Newsfirst team were able to educate the students about the widespread use of new media, communication and production of programs. We come across various personalities in life, some with amazing capabilities. We found one such talented person with outstanding capabilities in the Mahava area. Sugat Kumara is the father of two who is a resident of the Bakamuna area. He has the ability to pull multiple trains using just the strength of his neck. The man's talent was demonstrated at the Mahava railway station. Still staying in the island, an individual has been arrested at the Katunayake airport for attempting to smuggle 124 turtles overseas. Customs media spokesperson Leslie Gamini said the suspect intended to smuggle the turtles to Malaysia.
A Sri Lankan has been arrested at the airport departure lounge this early morning with 124 tortoises. These tortoises were concealed in his handbag and he was trying to take out these to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia by MH178 flight at 12:55 a.m. this morning. This is in violation of Fauna and Flora Act, and after the customs inquiry, these tortoises will be handed over to the Devala Zoo.
From the sports desk, the third and final test between Sri Lanka and Pakistan got underway in Pallekele today. Batting first, Sri Lanka were 85 runs for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 26 overs. Well, that's all we have for you on today's edition of Primetime News Lunch. Stay tuned for more of the very latest coming your way at 1:55.